WCEG Network. You can follow WCEG on WCEGTalkRadio.com, Smart TV, Roku, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I'm William Bill Edwards. For the next hour, I have the pleasure of speaking with a young man I've known for a long time. He came from Fulton County. He was a baby. Then he grew into a man. But known him for a long time. He's doing an outstanding job. And that's Mr. Andre Gregory. He is the program manager of Fulton County Department of Senior Services. Andre, how you doing?
Doing great. Nice to see you, Commissioner.
Well, it's always good to see you. I was telling the Lord, I thought you had retired, but you ain't going nowhere yet. You got 20 more years, so you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Right. Andre, let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to be a part of the county and things of that nature.
Okay. Originally, I'm from Ohio. Go Buckeyes, Ohio State fan. I got my master's degree in public administration, and immediately after grad school, I started working for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners in Columbus, Ohio. And the department kind of similar to what we have here as General Services / Dream here. After 4 years there working in that field, I moved to Atlanta. And after 30 days being here, I was able to secure a job as an executive assistant to Fulton County Commissioner Karen Elaine Webster, now Karen Elaine Webster Parks. Yes. I worked for her. She was the commissioner at large. And so I worked for her for 3.5 years, and there couldn't have been a more perfect job at that very moment in time, because in that job, I was able to get to know all the Fulton County key players and things that were urgent and needed throughout the county. And after 3.5 years working with Commissioner Webster, I moved into the Department of Human Services at the time, and I moved into the Office of Aging. And I spent a year working in our contracts, monitoring our contract. And then I moved to the Benson Complex in Sandy Springs, which is one of our senior multi-purpose facilities. I ran that facility for 11 years. And then I was promoted to the program manager, the position I hold now. And I provide the leadership and guidance to all 4 of the multi-purpose facilities. And I've been doing that for the past 8 years.
Well, the only better time you would have had in your 3 years with Karen was had another 4 years with me as commissioner.
Hey.
So tell us, what I find out a lot, Andre, is that people don't understand the relationship between municipalities and the county in terms of administering services. What cities always get bombarded with is senior problems that really ain't about the cities or municipalities. Because that is the job of the county, and that's why people pay county taxes to provide for seniors, okay? Tell us a little bit about how that comes about. And when people need, how do they access the information about senior services that they need to have?
Okay. Yes. Because we have a great relationship with many of our cities. We do a lot of outreach and marketing about our programs and them letting us know about theirs. When we went through the COVID epidemic, we started virtual classes. And so we were able to send out all of our links and things to the cities within Fulton County, various states outside of even Georgia, to promote our classes and keep all seniors connected. So when it comes to the type of services that we offer, and how do people get in contact with us, we tell them to call our main hub, and that's our star line. That's our senior hotline, and that number, and I'm sure it'll either be posted and folks will get it, but I'll give it just in case, 404-613-6000. That is our main number. So any service that we promote, any individual interested in getting more information can call that main number, and they will direct them directly to where they need to go. And another thing is, Fulton County, we do as much as we can, and we do a lot for our seniors throughout Fulton County. But if there's a service that they need, a specific service that they need, we still have community partners throughout Fulton County. If we don't do it, our Star Line can more likely connect someone to an AC that can do it for them. So we have a lot of resources, and we just encourage people to get involved and see their county dollars at work.
Andre, talk to us a little bit about some of those services
Mhm.
that is being administered by you guys. And I want to tell you about a phone call I got today that's
Okay.
in line with what we were talking about. So what are the array of services that they can provide for seniors?
Okay. When we speak about the services that we offer in Department of Senior Services, there's two halves that I try to look at. And we have one half, which is contracted services, and the other half is based on county dollars. So the contracted services programs are all the programs that we will bring to an individual that can't leave their home. And then the county money feeds into the programs that run our 4 large multi-purpose facilities that I oversee. So I'll first start with what we do on the contractual side. Now, these are the services that we will bring to a senior who is homebound. And those types of services could be like housekeeping. It could be home delivered meals. It could be respite care. It could be personal care. So if someone went and had surgery and they cannot bathe themselves, they can call and speak to our department at the Star Line. We'll connect them with one of our case managers, and then we will assess them to ensure that they are in need of that service. And then someone will come out and bathe that individual until they are better and can do it for themselves. So we also offer the type of services that we will bring to them in their home. This is kind of a hybrid because we will offer virtual classes. Some people might want to take an art class or art appreciation class or take a jewelry making class, but they can't seem to get the transportation needed to get there, or they don't want to leave their homes. We can send them an online computer link to them. And as long as they have a computer, an iPad or tablet or even a smartphone, they can connect with their peers and start taking our classes at no cost. Okay. So on that contractual side, that's where we have a lot of our case management folks who will go into the home. And some people might say, I just need home delivered meals, but they don't realize that case manager coming into that home and assessing them is looking at their total situation. And you may think you just need home delivered meals, but they're seeing that they're trained professionals. They're seeing that you need some other things to assist you here too, to keep you independent and in your home. So they might say, you know what, you need some light housekeeping. And so light housekeeping could be vacuuming the floor, folding up clothes, cleaning off counters and things, putting up dishes. It's light housekeeping. And so our case managers, when they go in, they can assess the totality of the situation and make sure that they get the optimal level of services that we need to bring to them in their home. All those dollars are come to us through our federal government. So we partner with the federal government through the Older Americans Act to offer these services in home. Now, the services that we offer out in the community, a lot of that comes from the county dollars, and these has to do with our 4 large multi-purpose facilities. One thing I was blown away with before I moved to Atlanta, I had a friend who worked for the county manager, and she said, Andre, I need to take you to go see these senior centers. And in my head, I was thinking of what I used to see in senior centers. A lot of just people huddled by a window or tables or maybe a couple of card playing going on. So I had my mind set on what I was expected to see, and I was blown away. Because our 4 multi-purpose facilities, because of the leadership of our Board of Commissioners and Commissioner Edwards, I don't want to forget, I thank you for the support and the advocacy you've shown us throughout your tenure in Fulton County towards our seniors. I definitely want to make sure I thank you for that support that you gave us. We have 4 multi-purpose facilities, and we run them like a college campus. To go to one of these 4 multi-purpose facilities, you have to be an independent senior, okay? You have to be 55 years or of age or older. Our senior adults that are coming in now, they look so youthful that we actually have to card people to make sure that they're 55. The people are trying to get in there at 49 and 50. And a lot of that is because of the services that we offer. So what are some of those services? The services that we offer life enrichment classes. You can take an art class that you might go to the arts center and pay $200, $250 for. We can provide that same art class for adults 55 and older at no cost. So if you take a painting class, we will provide you with the canvas, the brush, the paint, the instructor at no cost. When we do a clay class, we offer clay, hand building, clay. We will provide you the clay and the paint. We offer pencil drawing in clay. When you spin the wheel and the clay rises up, we offer that too. We offer computer classes. This is very important because in this age of technology, there could be a digital divide. So it's important that we empower our seniors to know and not be afraid of using computers and laptops and smartphones and tablets. So we offer computer classes in all 4 of our multi-purpose facilities with the goal to keep our seniors as independent as possible. I tell seniors, listen, it's at the point now when you go to the doctor's office, instead of actually talking to a person, they may hand you a tablet and say, okay, check in. And so we want our seniors to be knowledgeable and confident and comfortable with engaging with laptops and tablets and smartphones and those kinds of things. Now, we also offer fitness classes in all 4 of our multi-purpose facilities. We will offer land classes from like Tai Chi, chair yoga, step yoga. We have a gym where we teach seniors on how to create their own workout plan. And so we have seniors who go through our classes, and then after that point, they develop their own workout plans on our machines, our treadmills, and they keep themselves young and fit. In addition, we have aquatics classes. We have pools at all 4 of our multi-purpose facilities. So these pools are heated to 86 degrees, 86 to 88 degrees, which is the heating level for the Arthritis Foundation. And so we'll teach a lot of those land classes that you're moving around. We'll teach them in the pool because it's less harmful on their joints. We also teach a water bike class for individuals who want to ride the bike in the water. It takes that pressure off of their joints. So we cover not just life enrichment, the arts, computer, but we also concentrate on the health and the fitness. And the third area that we concentrate on in our 4 multi-purpose facilities is nutrition. So we provide breakfast and lunch, and I'm talking full breakfast, a full lunch at a very minimum price. $2 and I think 21 cents for a full breakfast and $3.27 for a full lunch, which is meat and 2 vegetables, a drink, and a dessert. So that enables us to ensure that our seniors throughout Fulton County have access to a nutritious meal 5 days a week. A lot of our seniors will eat breakfast, get a lunch, and get an extra lunch to take home to eat for dinner. So that's very important to us also. How can we impact their lives once they leave our facilities? And then one of the last areas, 2 last areas I'll bring up, and I'll turn it back over to you. Don't want to.
All right, now go ahead. We're listening.
Great. The next area is our adult daycare program. You have individuals who are faced with it in their later years who may be faced with dementia. They may have had a massive heart attack or a stroke. We provide a secured program, adult day help, for individuals who need that assistance throughout the day. So if you're a caregiver and you have a father who may be starting the beginning stages of dementia and Alzheimer's, you can bring him to our program. So what we do is this program's a little different. Multi-purpose program, we run like a college campus. You're 55 and older, independent. We open at 8:30 and close at 5. The adult daycare, because the caregiver is needing this level of assistance to ensure that their loved one is having a quality day, our program there opens up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So that person can either drop them off at an adult daycare program at 7 and then go ahead on to work and not have to worry about them. Or we can send our transportation to their home, pick them up, and bring them to our program, adult daycare program. We will feed them breakfast, lunch, and give them two different snacks throughout the day. Engage them in all kinds of activities and take them home. We can have them home by 6 o'clock, and the person, the caregiver, does not have to worry about the safety and the quality of life of their loved one, because we will take care of them in our program through nutrition and through other types of programs and services. One of the big draws to our programs is transportation. Transportation is one of those areas where you just can't have enough of it, especially for senior adults who need it. So we provide not just transportation to our adult daycare program, but we also have another program called our Neighborhood Centers program. This is part of those federal dollars. And the difference between one of the 4 multi-purpose facilities and one of the 14 neighborhood centers is the catchment area. If you're in a multi-purpose facility, you're an independent senior, and it's more regional. It's more like the one in Benson is for the North Fulton area. Bowden facility is for the South Fulton area. But when you talk about the 14 neighborhood centers, they're really for that smaller neighborhood area, that small community. And so that program is for your semi-independent adults, in which we will pick them at home, bring them to our facility, and then take them home. We will also provide them with a lunch at no cost to them. In multi-purpose, you have to pay for your lunch, but in the neighborhood center and in our adult daycare programs, you don't. So to just contrast those 3 programs, multi-purpose, independent, we run it like a college campus. For those senior adults, 55 years of age or older, you pay for the things that you want to be involved in, which is our lunch. All of our classes at no cost. The neighborhood centers, they provide programs for that semi-independent senior, that dependent senior that may have had cataract surgery and can't drive themselves to the facility. Well, now we can pick them up and bring them to our neighborhood center program. Then our next area of service is our adult daycare health for those individuals who need assistance throughout the day, okay? Then our Uber, Lyft, transportation. Our seniors throughout Fulton County can call that 600 number, and if they need to be picked up by Uber or Lyft, we can coordinate that service. If they want to go and get their hair done, if they want to go to church, if they need to go to a doctor's appointment, they need to go to a grocery store, they call us in advance, we get them registered. We do have a register that we get them on and make sure we get all their information for transportation. You got to be 60 years of age or older. There is a one-time registration fee of $15. We do medical trips. They have a limit of 40 miles. And the hours of operation is from 8 to 5. So seniors, if they're interested, they call us, say, hey, I want to go to this place. We will coordinate that for them. So that's really the bulk of all of our services, the services that we offer in the community and the services that we will actually bring to someone's home if they can't get out, if they're homebound.
Well, boy, we trained you well, didn't we? We did it. But let me just get off point here a minute, because a call I got today, Andre, I really felt kind of handicapped as to render some support to the senior that the person called me about. And it was an elderly person calling about another elderly person. All right. The other elderly person, much older, in the 90s, living alone. And she was concerned. She said, can you get code enforcement to come over and get her to cut the grass? All right. Now, that would be an injustice to the senior, because what the code enforcement is going to do, they're just going to give her a citation. All right. And he's got roof problems. And I knew that some time ago, we used to have a opportunity for us to go in and assist a senior in that location. And that's what I hear most of. They can't get, they can't get help for their living conditions, the surroundings. They're trying to stay in these houses. They can't cut the grass. Does the Star Line help with that, or how do we do?
The Star Line will take that phone call, and we used to do home repair.
Right.
It became more efficient for it to be moved into another department. I think they were also doing home repair. So this portion of home repair that moved to them was for our seniors. So to consolidate and to be more efficient with the use of those funds and staffing, it's now located in another department. So as long as they called our Star Line, they would connect them with where that home repair for those seniors, where that program is. And that's why we strongly push that Star Line, that central number, because they will know where to direct them. One of the things we don't want to do, commissioners, to make sure we're giving the best level of customer service, we don't want to bounce people around to many different agencies to get help. So our experts in senior services, of knowing what kind of services we offer, knowing what kind of partnerships we have, or knowing what other kind of services and programs are throughout Fulton County, is at that Star Line. So if that person was to call, they would call them and they would direct them to that home repair service, and they would follow up to make sure that they get their questions answered. So if you want to have your staff email me their name and number, we'll reach out to them and see how we can assist them and let them know what program.
It was very timely because it happened to me today.
Wow.
and then you were coming on. So just hypothetically, and if I'm a senior, I'm in the city of South Fulton. That's what I know. I pay my taxes, the city taxes and things of that nature. But I'm having an issue with trying to find services that was offered to people out of your department. All right now, but if I call the city, do you find that most cities have sort of a liaison between you guys that can help direct the person, basically do what we're doing today to give the kind of information that they need? Do we have a liaison do you find a liaison in the city that do that?
We have, and we've met with cities in South Fulton, such as Chattahoochee Hills. We've met. They reached out to us. We've met with them, but most people know of Fulton County. If they were to Google or to go on our website, they can get those main numbers. But we also encourage people to reach out to us, like we're doing now. We do outreach all the time because we don't want to be the best kept secret in Fulton County. So I go out and speak to many churches, many community organizations. In Atlanta, they have their MPUs. We speak at all these events and attend events so that people will know where we are and how to contact us. So yes, we do work on building relationships with the various cities within Fulton counties. Those multi-purpose facilities, they engage in outreach, and we also do it from our administration office, from myself, our deputy director and director. Right.
You mentioned the Older Americans Act, okay? I don't like my people who tune in to be annoying or assuming that they know everything. Can you tell us about the Oldest Americans Act and what it is and how it functions?
Well, the Older Americans Act is the funding that we get from the federal government. We get many types of funding to do the contractual portions of our services that we offer. So in the Older Americans Act, it was enacted in 1965, and it supports just a range of social services types of programs. It's developed to help older adults maintain themselves and be independent in our communities. So you'll see programs like Meals on Wheels came out of the Older Americans Act, caregiver support, preventive health services, transportation, job training, and elder abuse prevention kinds of things. So with these Older Americans Act federal an act from the federal government back in 1965, we have been able to create programs, and that was the goal. The ultimate goal is to keep our seniors independent and keep them out of facilities. So they realized after doing research what were some of those key areas, such as seniors needing meals, such as seniors needing transportation, such as seniors needing care support. So it was created at the federal level. The federal government sends it down to the states. It eventually comes to us through ARC, and then we contract to administer all the services that are listed in our agreement from that funding from the federal government. We also put in some seed money ourselves to help make sure that we can meet the demands that on our department from our seniors. But yes, it's a federal act that came in 1995, and it comes down to the counties. And if you remember a little earlier, I talked about the contract and county. So that Old Americans Act funding helps us to provide 50% of our programming. But the Board of Commissioners decided that they wanted to do more, and they wanted to do more with county dollars. And so that's why we have the 50% of our programming that comes directly from Fulton County taxpayers to provide and run our multi-purpose facilities to help with other types of programs. But the bulk of that Fulton County dollars is going to our multi-purpose facility and being used as seed money on our contractual side.
So not any of it finds itself over in the general fund. You know, sometimes we find something in the general fund, but none of it finds itself in the general fund. Am I correct?
No, sir. It's all the Board of Commissioners. When we submit our budget, they tell us what our budget is, and it's all identified. This will be used for this. This will be used for that. So we don't have to go looking for it in the general fund. The Board of Commissioners approve each and every department's budget, and it's specific how those dollars can be spent each year.
Okay. We have a question for you, Dolores.
I have two questions that have come in, Andre. The first one is, at what age do the services become available?
Good question. On the contractual side, it's going to be 60 years old, because that is federal dollars, and you got to meet that age requirement over there. So it's going to be 60 or older on the federal side. So that has to deal with if anyone wants to go to any of our 14 smaller neighborhood centers, or if anyone needs programs brought to their home, they'll need to be 60 years or older based on the funding sources, which is the federal government. Now, Fulton County's funding and the programs that the Fulton County Board of Commissioners have created, you only have to be 55, and that's our full multi-purpose facility, to be a part of our classes, our art classes, music classes, gyms, fitness, to get the meal that's been supplemented by our Board of Commissioners. You have to be 55 years of age or older. So the services we offer in the community, the 4 multi-purpose facilities, you have to be 55 years of age or older and independent. And those services that will be brought to your home, because they're federally funded programs, you have to be 60 years of age or older.
And the second question is, where are the multi-purpose centers located?
Wow, we got 4 of them located throughout. I'm sorry, Fulton County. I was pulling my information out. They're located north, central, and southern. So the northern portion of our multi-purpose facilities is Benson, the Benson complex. That's in Sandy Springs. That catchment area, the regional area, is for all of Sandy Springs and Alpharetta. So then we also built a more centrally located multi-purpose facility. That's the Helene S. Mills facility. And that's in the city of Atlanta. That's off of the Freedom Parkway exit, right by the Martin Luther King Center. And that's our newest facility. So that's in the central part of Fulton County, which is the city of Atlanta. Then we have another senior multi-purpose facility that's in Southwest Atlanta. That's the Darnell facility. And that's off of, that just escaped me. The Darnell facility is right off of the Fairborn Road exit. It's off of,
Yeah.
And so that's the third one. And the fourth multi-purpose facility is located in East Point.
Yeah.
That's the HJC senior Bowden senior multi-purpose facility.
Yeah. You're talking about that. It's gonna be funny. I knew every one of these people.
Wow.
I knew Father Bowden. I knew Miss Benson, Helena Mills, and of course, no, I didn't know Emma's mother. But I knew the daughter.
And those were pioneers. Those were true pioneers.
I can remember when I was commissioner. I mean, they were paving the way. And let me tell you something. These were ladies that did not take no nonsense.
Yeah.
And when they had so much respect when they came, that people just like, okay, this is Miss Mills is here and she's this and that, and they gave them all the respect. But I was just reminiscing. I said, I knew all these.
Yeah,
I knew all these wonderful ladies.
Their reputation preceded them, and when I was at Benson for 11 years, Mrs. Benson, Dorothy C. Benson, she was still alive, and she was there with me with those 11 years. And she was so comfortable because there was a time when I first went to Benson, and I was nervous because I was like, wow, I'm going to be responsible for this major 43,000 square foot facility with 3 buildings. And she came in my office one day, and I thought, oh, she's gonna lay down the hammer. She's gonna tell me how things are gonna run in this place. And she looked at me and she said, Andre, I'm so happy that you're here. I just want you to know that this facility is named after me, and you are the manager. And we hope that you will bring us many programs and services. And if I can help you in any way, let me know. She showed me so much humility within that one little second that it always touched me and stayed with me as I lead individuals. I make sure I remember how far humility goes with a team and building relationships.
Well, you're right. She was fantastic. I did contribute not long ago to the Bowden Center.
Yeah.
They wanted to put a bust of Father Bowden up. And I felt pushed to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, he was a Morehouse guy.
Yes, he was.
And number 2, he was an alpha. So
I won't hold that against you, though.
So they got this nice statue. And listen, let me just thank a lot that the board over there at the center, at the Bowden Center, for having the wherewithal to take on this.
Yeah. And
raise the money to do it themselves. And a special kudos out to John Herring.
Yeah. Yes.
Special kudos to John Herring, who took it upon himself and said, if you're going to say you'll give us the money, you better give it to us. I'm coming after you. So it's a very nice bust of him that sits out in front of the facility.
It is.
So people have another misconception that I want to clear up. You go to these centers. Some folks think you're gonna go in and see a whole bunch of old folks. But let me tell you something. These folks drive.
Yeah.
You can't find parking spaces. They drive to the senior center to enjoy themselves each and every day. When I was commissioned, the senior center was one of my babies. I love the seniors. But I can tell you this about it. They like little games, You remember the time when we had to move to repair something in a senior center, we had to put those seniors over with another bunch of seniors? Whoa.
Yeah. That was major. Yeah. I remember.
Man, it was like, no, you thought it was the Crips and the Bloods.
They're connected to their facility. They're very supported to their facility, and they see it as home. So when we have to do some major construction at that facility,
absolutely, absolutely. I was like blown out. Said, well, we just move them over here, and then we just fix it. Man, if Commissioner Edwards, when we leaving? We've been over here long enough.
Oh yeah.
So. And the other thing that was a challenge for us was the issue comes up always about equity. But I can assure you that I felt that we were doing, you know, whether it's north or south, that we were doing everything following the vision. What do you think about that?
I am so happy that you asked that question. Um, I can't say enough about our Board of Commissioners. Our Board of Commissioners have always showed support for seniors throughout Fulton County. It's never been a, well, you know, they're getting different kinds of services throughout Fulton County, something different up north, something different down south, or one might get no. The goal of our commissioners and the leadership that they provide to us in regards to seniors is they want all seniors throughout Fulton County to live an enriched quality life. So when we get our budget, we make sure that the types of services that we offer at one facility is standard all the way across through all 4 facilities. Prices, salons that we have in our facilities, it's all standard. If we're providing at one, we're providing it at all. Now, I will say some facilities have their different kind of flavor. You know, some facilities, they may want to do a step aerobic class, but another facility might call it a move and groove. But you know what? The core of it all is all the same. So there's no difference in funding and programming and quality of programs throughout our 4 multi-purpose facility or throughout any of our programs throughout senior services. That's because our Board of Commissioners support seniors throughout Fulton County.
And another challenge I can remember is you mentioned the fact that, you know, your amazement when you came in and saw senior facilities. But, you know, we had some of the best senior facilities in the state of Georgia. Yeah. And what happened, if you remember this, Andre, seniors were coming from outside the county, coming over to our facilities and using our facilities. And the issue was, well, they're going to have to pay, which is equitable. Yeah. You know, do we still have that problem? And if we do have that problem, are they paying their own way, or what's happening with that?
They are. And we don't really see it as a problem, but we see it as, because we want to help as many people at many seniors as we can, but truly our focus is Fulton County seniors. So when those individuals come from other counties and they pay, I want to say the price is $100 for our annual membership, you know, and they pay in that money. And I'm happy that you talked about the Friends of Bowden, because we have Friends of organizations that fundraise for our facilities. And so that $100 out of county fee goes to our Friends of organizations, and our Friends of come back and invest into our programs in each of our individual facilities. And they do that by sponsoring events or by buying us additional art supplies on top of what we already have. You know, sometimes we like to spoil our participants. So yeah, we still are dealing with are accommodating our out of county senior participants, but we do require them to pay that annual fee. And if they fail to pay that annual fee, we will not allow them to take our classes, to enroll in our classes until they pay that fee, because it's only fair. Fulton County senior participants pay their taxes, and their taxes go into our Fulton County Department of Senior Services programs. And so if you don't live in Fulton County, then we need for you to pay your portion. Now, there are individuals who live in DeKalb County, but they own property in Fulton County. So if that person's situation, they won't have to pay that annual fee because they are already paying Fulton County taxes.
Well, yeah, that makes it a little bit fairer when you do it that way. But I'm glad that we're trying to accommodate all we can. Dolores has another question for you.
Another question that has come in: are there outings for seniors away from centers?
Wow, great questions. It's almost like to read my mind. We have at Bowden, we had a living legend, I like to call her. Her name was Barbara Cook, and she was our life enrichment coordinator. Recently, she passed away, but Barbara Cook was able to, as a team member at the Bowden facility, she was able to create trips for our seniors. So yeah, we take trips down to the museums downtown, to Coke, places within the city of Atlanta and East Point and throughout Fulton County. But we will also take our seniors throughout the state. And when Barbara Cook, when she was doing our trips through our Bowden facility, he was taking them overseas. He was taking them to foreign countries. She created a travel group that still exists to this day who still do traveling. We have travel clubs throughout our multipurpose facility, but they're really their own kind of entity, nonprofit entities who we will allow to broker these trips for our seniors. So yes, they do travel, a lot of which is done in Fulton County in the state of Georgia, but there are times when they'll go to Biloxi, to the casinos and enjoy themselves. So yes, we do a fair amount of trips. We're trying to get back to that. When we left out for COVID, we had to rebrand and bring back our programs and services a little bit at a time. We're probably around 90% there. So we'll probably be adding more and more trips to our current calendar.
Well, Barbara Cook was phenomenal.
He was.
You know, you couldn't say Bowden without saying Cook.
Exactly.
Wonderful daughter of hers, and everybody's participating, you know, helping to make things go. So we're saddened by the passing of
great woman.
Cook, you know, but we have to bring some medicine there to take a place and keep the events and stuff going on.
And that's what she would want. She loves her seniors, so that was what she would want. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell me about. I know you don't. What you're talking about the funds you get to keep money. That's sort of like the enterprise fund, which I love enterprise fund because the money don't find its way to the general fund, so you'll be able to do that with your will.
The term that I know of is grant funding. And so I don't know if the grant money once it comes to the enterprise fund or not, but when I look at the budget, there's a line for grant fund programs. And so it doesn't intermix. Grant fund is always kept separate from and so and the accounting is done separately so they can know how these federal dollars were spent and that they were spent directly the way they're supposed to be.
Enterprise funds function the same way. Okay. Just a different name. Now, a lot of times, I know that some of our facilities are rented for social functions. Are they still doing that? And what is how if a person wants to rent the Bowden Center, how would they go by doing it?
Well, two things. We do our own events within our facilities. We have signature events. We have anniversary events. The Bowden facility have the red and white ball. We have events throughout the day. We have events in the evenings. We have events on weekends that our team, our staff, our Fulton County employees create and sponsor to ensure, because socialization is a big part of seniors. Seniors being able to be amongst their peers and enjoy life, dance, have fun, eat, be merry, just enjoy their second home that we call the Bowden facility. So we do our own events throughout the year, and I don't know too many people who have some of the best parties in Fulton County as we do in our facility. In our facility, and our seniors love to dance. They love to dance. And so the programs that we create for them for events, it fits so well into what they're looking for. Now for rentals, we do rent our 4 multi-purpose facilities. We're going through a little transformation now. And a lot of this is because of COVID. Things have changed, and now we're trying to adapt and bring some things back. And some things are coming back a little bit differently, but we're still able to provide that service. So when it comes to rentals, we have 2 of our facilities have our Friends Of, and our Friends Of organization use those rentals as fundraisers to put money back into the facility. So at the Bowden facility, it can be rented. And so they call, if anyone's interested in renting the facility, they'll call the main number. We will connect them with our Friends Of Bowden organization. They will provide them the contact information to the rental coordinator, and they will see if the facility is free. We have things from weddings and receptions at the facility. People will have their wedding and then turn that room around and have a really nice reception, graduation parties, recognition events for young teenagers. We have an assortment of people who come and look at our venue to rent it. It's worked out really well, and it's a really good way to give back to the surrounding community.
Yeah, and you tell me about the dancing. I remember when I was commissioner, I had to go hide in the corner, because everybody, all the ladies want you to dance with them. So the red and white, there, people get dressed up, and they just go crazy, having a good time.
I do. And one of the things they really love also is we have a big line dancing.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah. They do line dancing. We also have dancing groups that come out about that will go into the community and perform. Our line dancers, they'll dance for 1-2 hours, but it's fun, but it's also exercise. So they're also exercising and having a lot of fun at the same time. We can have up to 50 people in our line dancing classes. We have beginners, we have intermediate, we have advanced, and we have performance groups. So dancing, especially at Bowden, and we have line dancing at other facilities, but especially at Bowden, it is a big community of people who enjoy line dancing and dancing in general. So that helps even our parties to be that much better.
And they know all the line dances.
Right.
Listen, I'm going to take you just for a brief minute into the future.
Okay.
All right. The city of South Fulton, of course, is one of the largest cities. It was the second largest city in Fulton, and it's larger. It's within the top 10 of large cities in the state. Okay. I had a conversation with Marvin Arrington not long ago, and because a senior had called me in reference to basically when is it our turn. All right. And when our turn comes, we would want to have a major facility, not a community facility. I think that you can't put a community, it's too many people over. All right. So you can't put, there's some property that's been identified and everything, but I want to make something clear that the lady said Marvin said, but she didn't hear him correctly. And that is, Marvin said that they had put in $1 million, all right, to look at the probability of getting, and that's what we do business. That's what governments do business. You know what I'm saying? To look at it. So you get that, and then a year or two later, you begin to build the facility. I think where they want the facility is strategic. I think it's going to be great, but it can't be a community facility. It has to be one of your larger facilities with the swimming pools and things like that. So, multi-purpose. So, just want to make that clear. I don't want people jumping on Marvin because they may have heard Marvin say, "I got $1 million. I'm gonna build a facility." Well, he's got $1 million, but he's got to look at the what they say, how we can do it, the landscape, yada yada yada. We do. So,
one of the things I would like to just interject another area in which the commissioners, just I feel personally, excel in is involving the community. And so the commissioners, if and when the opportunity presents itself for us to have the discussion, to find the funding, and to build another multi-purpose facility in the South, they will always bring in people from the community to get their input. What are you thinking? What would you like to see in this facility? Which is so great because we don't build for ourselves. We build for that community and what that community needs. So rest assured to those individuals having those conversations that if and when that time comes, we will have connected with the community, with the general public to get their input and to see what they would like to see in their area.
Yeah, well, I know it's going to happen. I just didn't want them to think that Marvin said he had all the money. He has the money. He has the seed money to get it started, and so I want to make that clear to everybody.
Commissioner is also a big advocate for our seniors throughout Fulton County. But I say that a lot, and it's fun because I truly mean it. All 7 of them are, but Commissioner Arrington, he works really closely with our seniors in our various facilities. So yeah, when the time comes, hopefully we'll see it, and we will definitely make sure that it's one of the best around.
Well, it's no matter. It's got to be. We identified the location. I think it's a great location,
right.
And we'll make it. We'll make it happen. Well, I tell you, guy, you've done a great job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. One of the folks, few people that came out. I tell people this all the time. They don't understand. People, Fulton County government is one of the best training grounds around.
Oh yeah.
You get somebody from Fulton County government. I'm telling you, they've been trained.
Oh yeah.
Some of them act like they're not, but they have the best training in the world. When I look at guys like yourself, and I mean, when I met you, you were running around taking orders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And here you are running things now, but it's been great. Hats off to the council, the commission, for being steadfast about senior services. And I got to quote Emma Donnell when she says, "Those who have paid taxes must now be paid by taxes."
Have many people.
So you know, she one of the greatest civil protectors of seniors in the world.
And she was countywide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our viewpoint on seniors, yes, sir.
Well, she knew that the woods were lovely, dark, and deep. Yeah, but we had promises to keep.
Yes, we did.
And miles to go before we sleep. The heroes, the Bowden and Benson and Miles and Darnell, who started from its infancy, but fought the battle to make sure that it grew year after year after year. That it became some of the best senior facilities in the nation. Yeah. Did it have its problems? Yes, it did. Like any other thing, they had their problems. But these were stalwart warriors. I mean, man, who not just talk the talk, but they walk the walk, and they were there in those centers every day. Yeah. So I would give a challenge to anybody who heard you today, or who has not been able to go to a senior facility. Please go and see what's happening. Because we know one thing I used to always say is that the things you do for seniors today, you do for yourself tomorrow.
Exactly.
Definitely. So it's always good to come in and go to look at a facility, see how it is, meet some of the people. And let me say the staffs are great. Yeah. You know, we don't have a whole lot of people misusing seniors. Matter of fact, I've never really heard that. All right. So the staffs have been great, and they've been straightforward in what they're doing. So we want to continue to do that, Andre. And
have him repeat the star line again.
Would you repeat the star line for Dolores? Wants you to repeat the star line again.
Sure. Let me make sure I get the right number. The star line is 404-613-6000. 404-613-6000.
So also to the facility down in Fairburn, they used to have a t-shirt. I don't know if you remember it. And it said, "Getting old is not for sissies." You remember that t-shirt? It was a yellow t-shirt, but it's "Getting old is not for sissies."
Yeah.
So we understand that. And that's why the county does what it does. If they don't gain anything from this today, I want them to understand that use that star line.
Yes.
Please use the star line, because you know, we as municipalities, we get blamed for so much stuff that really isn't in our control. I mean, City of South Fulton ain't built not one senior facility. they ain't picked up nobody to go eat lunch and do nothing. All right. So that's beyond us. And you have to call the right sources. So I'm sure that when I get back with the person who called me today, Andre, she's gonna be utterly happy that I sent her to the star line. She called me back and she said she wasn't. I'm gonna call you.
Most definitely.
Well, young man, thank you so much. I appreciate you being on, and we'll get together some other time to talk some more about seniors and what's going on and what's going on.
Appreciate it.
But thank you so much, y'all.
All righty.
Well, that's Andre Gregory with the topic, "You're never too old." We appreciate all that he does and all that the staff in Fulton County does to make sure that our seniors have a quality way of life, and that we enjoy. Remember, you will come this way one day. And so those same things that we talked about today, hopefully they're waiting on you when you need it. So once again, thank you so much, Andre. I want to make sure you understand that the topics and opinions are those of the show host and guests, and not WCEG Network. Make sure that you see us on our platforms, Ruco, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and also WCEG Network. Thank you so much, Mr. Andre. We appreciate you. And like I always say at the end of the show, in all you're getting, please get an understanding. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.